Bruh. What? What in the hell? What in the entire hell did I just sit there and watch? Y'all already see I'm in the garage. I've been in the garage, guys. I've been in the garage since the third quarter. Okay. I've been in here since the third quarter. How in the how? Someone explain to me, how can we have such good stretches of play that put us up 8 just to turn around? How do you give up 42 points in the third quarter? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Every time you try to believe in this team, bro, they just turn around and just prove you wrong. They don't want nobody to believe in them. Bro, Mikal Bridges had 31 points in 3 quarters, bro. 31 points in 3 quarters. How? Bruh. Bro. At one point, we was rolling. We fell down early, fell down 8. Next thing you know, we was up 8. And then it's like the whole thing just fell apart, man. And you know what? On Twitter, dog, on Twitter, I said at halftime, here comes the third quarter. We either gonna trick it off or take the lead or something to that effect. And guess what happened? Oh my gosh, bro. Oh. Bro, we are terrible. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, man. I don't even think we gonna make 500. We'd be lucky if we get to 500. Like, we are terrible. Bro, at one point, I seen us playing a 2-3 zone. I was like, is this the NBA? What are we doing here? Like, we can't even play defense. We can't play man defense, bro. We are terrible, my guy. Oh my God. Oh. Let's look at the numbers real quick. Let me bring analysts on, man, because I need somebody to explain to me. Okay. Now you see where I'm at, analysts. You see where I'm at. Okay. What is Quinn doing, bro? What effect? Where's this big effect that people on Twitter has been saying? He's had such a big effect on, bro. Mikal Bridges went 31 and 3 quarters, bro. Analysts, why are we paying all these dudes all this money and we running a 2-3 zone?
I tell you what, they're all the wrong guys.
We
Listen,
suck, bro.
listen. I have arrived to the point where I'm just like, I'll be used with a foot slides. We are who we are. You know, we are we're just a we're just a mediocre ball club, and I think we have to be honest with ourselves. We have a lot of areas of improvement on this team. I don't want to sound like a broken record that's going in loops. Like, hey, when we play well, we're singing our praises, and when we don't play well, we're back here saying the same stuff. Listen, it's the same stuff, but I thought in the first half, I thought we played some good basketball. I particularly towards the end of the first, in the second quarter. Third quarter, bro. Listen, I figured it would happen because of the way the second quarter ended. I didn't like it, and I was afraid this would happen. But I said it before the game. I said if we go through a stretch where we're not making shots and we're not grabbing the offensive rebound, getting multiple chances at it, I said we're going to get blown out the gym because all Brooklyn does is get it and they're out and they're going to shoot a three and they'll turn your three missed shots into 9 points. And that's all. I mean, we were late on rotations. Some threes were pretty decently defended. But I mean, listen, when they have when you have lengthy wings, I think I mean they're I mean, listen, they I will say this, and people are gonna get mad.
Adams was like,
I don't even know what to do. Listen, I think listen. I'm gonna say this, and I think people can get mad. I think they're a better constructed roster than we are. I think when you look at the way you have to play in today's NBA, um, they have the group, they have the personnel. They have switchable wings that can shoot. They have guys that can shoot. They have some pretty good defensive players, but they have guys that have the care factor was nowhere in the third quarter. So listen, as far as the coaching goes, I mean, listen, I'll get on Quinn for his rotations. I thought we should have saw some of the other guys a little bit more, but I mean, listen, man, I think this, and I said this in the chat. I will concede that the roster is not very good. We're not listen. We're not a very good team as far as I think we have some talented players, but as far as fit goes, we're not there. I've been talking about it for the past week and a half. You have to have a good blend of real star players and role players, and we don't have that right now. Ultimately, I think it falls on the front office. I think it falls, I think a lot of this falls on the players as well. Let me tell you something. Trey Young was absolutely terrible tonight. Okay, and I'm really to this point to where when he starts shooting like this, just take him off the court. Just take him off the court. Sit him, and I want him at the absolute end of the bench. I want him on the 20th chair on the bench. Okay. I don't want him. I don't want him on the floor. I mean, just shoot. And brick. The and the turnovers are usual for him. And listen, uh, Clint. I mean, listen, we're 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 inconsistent. We're an inconsistent ball club. We're not very good construction wise. Like I said, there's good talented pieces, but they don't fit. We have some major changes that we need to make in the offseason. And I have to say, I don't know where to start. I don't know if you start at the defense or if you start at getting a superstar in here. We don't have one of those right now. So listen, I don't know where you start. I think you got to go get a superstar first because superstars are gonna make superstar plays, and then you got to go right to improving this defense. The defense is bad. I mean, you go into a 2-3 zone. I mean, you're in trouble. Um, I mean, you're a bit. Wait a minute. We're not even play at a zone to where like how Miami plays the zone, right? Miami plays a blitz trap zone to where they're able to really get after you. We're playing a zone because we get killed. I mean, listen, at this point, man, we we are who we are. I don't know who we play next, but we'll probably win that game and come back and lose another. We'll probably finish the season 41-41, and maybe 40-42, something like that. Something that's going to reflect this team, mediocre, average, and mid. So it is what it is. We're just we are where we are, and unfortunately, we're all Hawks fans, and we're sitting here saying these things. But are these things gonna actually happen. Who knows? But we'll see.
What's good, White Mike? Talk to me, my guy. What's your thoughts on the game tonight, man?
You know what my damn thoughts are on that game, man. Are you laughing when you said it and shit? Man, let me tell you something. Let me start off positive here at least.
What's positive?
What's positive is if I see it, Quinn sees it. That's all I keep saying. If I see it, then damn it, Quinn sees it, and something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. So we're about at the end. We're at the end of the year. I don't give a rat's ass about these games. I don't care about getting in this playoff. I know we're gonna get in the play in. We may, you know what we'll do in the play in? We'll win
You
one,
sure about
lose
that?
one. We'll win one, lose one, just like we always have this year.
Well, you know how this team is.
I'm just telling you, Trey was garbage. Oh, he made nobody better tonight.
Nope.
Uh, and that's to me, that's the difference between him and like Chris Paul. Chris Paul can have an off shooting night and he can make other people better. When Trey's off shooting, most of the time, if his shooting is totally off, he just ain't into the game. He just
So I
ain't.
said put him on the bench.
Yeah, and so then don't John Collins. Jesus. I don't know
God.
if y'all watched the broadcast. I watched the Nets broadcast. And I heard that Richard Jefferson said, he goes, John Collins is 0 for 6 from 3 and
Yep,
shoots
he can wipe
28.
you shooting.
He
Me
said
too.
he
Yep.
shoots 28% from 3.
Yep.
He said, who the hell told him he could shoot 6 threes a game?
Yep.
He said that on the broadcast.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just we are what we are, man. And if there needs to be at least 4 to 5 players leaving here and somebody coming in because we got a bad
Really? That's
bad
generous.
mojo. We got bad. We pout. Hell, I saw DeAndre dapping Mikal Bridges at the end of the game. I mean, it's just we got no heart, man. We have no dog in us.
You need the gym?
We have no dog, man. We dumb and we don't have dog. Damn.
Bro, we not winning. We not winning 3 out of the next 5 games.
Hell no. I hope we lose all 5.
We not beating Philly. We not beating Boston, and we not beating Chicago. We're not beating them, bro. We might end up losing to Washington too. If Luka and Kyrie play, we probably lose that game too. I have no faith in the Hawks. Zero. -0. Bro, they like I watched the game, man. And White Mike, I'm sorry, you finished? Like I know I'm ranting right now.
No, you go ahead. I did mine.
Bro, I had no expectations for this game. I knew from the jump we was gonna lose. When I saw that they went on if you count the third quarter and the third quarter, they went 76. They scored 76 to our 46 points. It was a 30-point swing from the second quarter to the third quarter. We let Mikal Bridges look like Kevin Durant. We did let Kevin Durant get 50 on us last year, but we ain't let Kevin Durant do that to us this year. 42 for Mikal Bridges. He's 6'6". Bro, John Collins, man, it's scared. I'm gonna tell you why. I looked at his last 3 possessions when he got the ball. Did y'all know that John Collins, instead of him rising up now, he tries to spin into the contact and he takes a fadeaway shot? Like, he's so scared and timid now. He actually spins into the contact instead of just going
he just
up
loses
strong.
the ball, or he just
Instead
loses
of
the
going
ball.
up strong. He like, I literally watched him drive to the baseline. There was the defender. He spent into the defender and faded away, making a tougher shot instead of just going up. I was like, dude, you just give it up, bro. And AJ Griffin, I think he played great. It's time to have real conversation of starting Jalen or Okongwu over JC. He's not giving us anything, bro. Trae Young was terrible. Where was he tonight? Did y'all see how Jock Vaughn just kept picking on him, man? Every time there was a bigger defender on Trae, they went straight at him every single time, man. And like, what you think they're gonna do in the playoffs? Well, I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs, but what you gonna do to think if they're getting a 4-game series, man? Like, teams are gonna go at Trae, man. It's easy. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm over the team. We need to get rid of 3-4 positions, man. We need to do a package deal. This ain't it. I don't know why we signed Bogey. That dude can't guard a traffic cone, man. I mean, he was just getting blown by everybody, bro. Like, I mean,
We got nobody playing. Nobody playing defense.
We do terrible terrible decision making, bro. Like just like Anna said, we played a zone for what? For what? To get blown by and then the big got to recover and it's a dunk? Bro, we terrible.
But
bro.
Juan, the worst thing about it is that we went to a zone and Brooklyn basically just shot us right out the zone.
Yeah, and then on like bro, I just can't get over how they went at Trey tonight. Like they made Trey play offense and defense. Like you ain't getting nothing tonight. And I'm gonna make you work. Dorian Finney-Smith was Rudy Gobert on John Collins tonight. He had 19 points and was dunking like a center, bro. I'm done. I pass on. I'm sorry. I'm over these dudes, man. It's on you, Pharaoh.
On me.
It's on you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm done, bro.
I really don't even know where to start. That they started off shooting bad, then they came out of it. Then they started back shooting bad, and then they stayed shooting bad. If Dominique can see, if everybody can see, and Dominique can say on the broadcast, John don't need to be on the 3-point line after he done missed all these shots, send him into the paint. Why didn't Quinn standing over there looking like a fucking da-dun-da-dun? He can't tell them to fucking move in. He couldn't put Aaron in for Trey who didn't shoot shit.
He's instilling his system. We got to wait for him.
Yeah.
His system not completely.
Aaron been hitting threes. I mean, put him in there to see if he hit something. Matthews did put a lot of the people who came in at the end, they should have been playing before then.
What you talking about? Is that coach? That's coaching, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
he was standing over getting mad. I was thinking about John talking about he owned all that stuff, so he probably I don't know what the fuck was wrong with Quinn tonight.
Didn't know what to do. He was like, God,
he could have.
God, dog, we suck.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could have played Matthews. He should have played somebody else who was out there.
We had a lot of guys. We had a lot of guys look like they were on their period tonight.
Fair. I'm sorry. Why keep shooting threes, bro?
Like that's what I'm saying.
Tonight. I'll be
if you miss 3 or 4, go in. Stop.
Why,
please stop. I mean, if you go out hitting 2 or 3, then okay, I'm fine with you take a few more. But you done missed 3 or 4. So please stop shooting them. And they kept passing it to him like y'all stupid too. DJ play okay again. I need them to play well together. What's that joke? Who used to do that joke? Bruce about the fat lady thighs. You let me go, I let you go. You let me go, that's what Trey and DJ are right now. One play good, the other one play bad, and vice versa. Basically, well, Bass started playing good, but they didn't play good. Shout out to Double O, his little block streak, but that ain't worth shit because we lost. That's pretty much about it.
What's good, Rashad? We can't hear you. Can't hear you.
He said John Collins sucks.
Boy, y'all said John Collins was dapping up the players after the game.
I thought
Why? Every time.
Are you good, Rashad?
You dap everybody up.
RJ, talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on the game, bro?
Hey, man, blow it up. Blow it up. Fuck it all. Blow it up. I'm talking about drop a bomb on it like the world trade. Trade Trey Young, trade DeJounte Murray, trade all of them. Just blow the damn thing up. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it, bro. I'm straight up sick of it. I'm on my old man shit today. Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm going to say this right here, man. We are I keep saying this, man. These boys are too fucking small, man. You can't run a 6-foot point guard and be small at all the other positions.
Yep.
Man.
True. Yep.
Every position we are too small. When you running a point guard that is 6 foot, everybody else on the court got to be oversized for their position.
Yep.
They got to be.
Yep.
Because we can't recover. We can't recover, man. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Yo, Trey Young, how old is he? Like 24?
24.
Bro, you are immature as fuck. Let me tell you something, man. Just because you having an off night, don't mean you get on the court and you pout, man. bro. That's why real fans can't be coaches, bro. Because I'm pretty sure every last one of us be like, get your little ass and sit over there in the corner. Let the grown men play. That's what I was screaming at my TV. I was screaming at my TV like, bro, sit down and let the grown men play. Because you pouting like a child right now. That had me hot the whole game. That had me hot, man. But I'm going to say this, though. The Hawks are in a very, very tough position right now because they need to make a decision this year on whether or not they really want to continue with going in this direction that they're going in. When I say continue going into this direction, I'm talking about they really need to figure out if they want to really build around Trae Young, man. They really need to make sure this is something they want to do. Because if it is the case, they can do your shooting guard need to be about 6'8", bro. Your power forward's got to be pushing about 6'11", 7 foot, man. Trae is just you're gonna be deficient just in size alone, man. And when his size is playing a part in losing, and all the other guys are not stepping up, it's hurting the team, man. I know we all see it, man. His size is killing us, bro. His size is killing us.
RJ, they winning the other
guys. The other guys around him have to step up, and they have to step up in a major way. And I'm gonna say this, man. I swear to God, bro. John Collins is bitch made, bro. He is a bitch. If I saw John Collins, I would say it to his face. I'd be like, bro, you a bitch. I wanted to punch this dude.
John Collins probably could take me in a
fight. Bro, let me tell y'all something, man. Watching John Collins play is like watching an old lady cross the street. Like, I gotta go. Let me get out here and help you. Ma'am, I got you. Let me get you across the street. I want to help you. Bro, I swear to God, man, if John Collins is on this team next year, I don't even know if I'm going to be a fan for next year, bro. I cannot see this dude in the Hawks uniform. First of all, I was kind of pissed. Y'all remember when he made that comment and he said, he told the Atlanta fans, like, oh, man, y'all were out there cheering for the other team. Nigga, because you ain't doing shit. You did something for one game. You did. Bro, John Collins get me hot, bro. I don't want to see this dude on this Hawks team ever again, man. You know why he be shaking everybody's hand? Because hey, man, y'all come trade for me. Y'all come trade for my sorry ass. That's what he need to be telling all them other teams he be dapping up. Please trade for me. Trade for me.
Hey, RJ, I was getting a little worried. I saw all these teams that were interested in John Collins. And, man, I was thinking, like, bro, after they saw him tonight, they don't want him.
You know who they treat John Collins like? You know how when Michael Jordan come on the court and he say, oh, this the dude that's guarding me? That's 50. That's how players look at John Collins. When they walk on the court, 30, 25, 50. That's how they look at John Collins. He's a bitch, bro. I swear to God, I don't ever want to see John Collins put on my team's uniform again. That's all I got for you.
Hey, how many rebounds Collins get tonight?
Oh my God, man!
How many rebounds?
Did he have any?
Hell, bro.
2. He got 2.
He got 2 rebounds.
2.
Hell, I ain't that's more than I thought he had.
What's up,
Mike? He had 2 more rebounds than me.
Matt, what's your thoughts on the game tonight, Matt?
You better come right.
Well, I have a slightly different feel.
Of
course.
Throw Trae Young under the bus, man. You are in your right to do it tonight. Throw him under the bus. You're in your right tonight.
Well, I mean, he was. I'll say this for Damon. He was terrible. He was awful.
Yeah, finally.
He was bad tonight. He was bad. But
disgusting,
I knew it.
What
I don't really see. I mean, a little bit. I know we get heavily invested in every game, but we saw this. We saw the graphic today. We're literally 1-1 in the last 50 games.
That's terrible.
So I mean,
terrible.
We knew we were going to lose. I mean, I knew we was going to lose in the first 5 minutes.
Tell me going to go.
I mean, you can't have a game where your front court gives you 11 points, in almost 50 minutes. at a combined almost $50 million.
But Trey ain't do shit for $200 million.
But I mean, but we'll I'll get to him in a minute. But I'm saying the front court in particular because that's where we should have had an advantage.
You're right.
Against the Nets.
You're right.
Like John Collins. I mean, I still have enough respect for him, RJ. I'm not gonna call him a bitch, but I mean. I wouldn't disagree with you.
Man, I don't know how you got respect for him. God, dog.
No, I don't. But I don't. But I mean, I don't know. But tonight, White Mike, this and everybody else up here, the word of the night is crystallize. This should crystallize Hunter's value, right? We talk about Hunter.
You a motherfucking lie. Mikal would have went for 60 if he was out there.
Don't go there.
Hunter's terrible. All the stuff. I guarantee you, Bridges probably would have had 41 if he was on the court.
That's a lie.
Mikal would have went for 75 by himself.
If you telling me Mikal couldn't go around DeAndre Hunter, are you kidding me?
But I think we would have had. I think he would have had a much better chance than anybody else on the
court. That's probably why he went off. He wanted to show us he was better than him. He was like, y'all don't even play this bum.
DeAndre also would have had 2 rebounds, 12 points, and gave up 35. And the guy would no way he could guard Mikal Bridges. There ain't no way that would even happen.
DeAndre Hunter's too stiff.
He probably wouldn't have had 41 if Hunter would have played tonight. He probably wouldn't have had 41.
I know, man. He would have had like 51.
No. I mean, nobody could guard him. Capella could. I mean, obviously, Capella can't guard him on switches.
Well, Matt, I think
John
that
Collins can't stay with him.
proves the point that he's better than Hunter and better than majority of the guys on the team.
Who?
Mikal Bridges. If you gotta put your best defender on a guy.
They just played 3 weeks ago and he didn't have 41. So I mean, he wouldn't have 41 if John Collins was guarding him. So
Hunter.
If Hunter was guarding him, I'm sorry. Capella got
what Bradley Beal had.
I mean, that's a guard though, Mike. That's a guard. That's not a forward.
He said 1 through 4.
I'm just telling you right now. I'm not saying we couldn't have used Hunter tonight and he may have slowed him down. But if you've been to tell me we would have won if Hunter would have played, I'm gonna get off this thing.
Too many people played bad. Too many people played bad. It had nothing to do, like I said, the front court had 11. The front court had 11 combined 11 points.
And we'd have had a few more turnovers if DeAndre would have played too.
Hey man, bump all that. Let's talk about the players that played like your boy Young pouting on the court, man. That was disgusting. Talk about that.
Yeah, Matt.
Trey played really bad tonight. He didn't have it going either side of the ball. I'm not really sure what happened. It was usually all the shots were short. You know what I'm saying? It was flat the whole night. I'm not really sure what was going on with him tonight, but I'm not going to.
I went over DJ House and had some of that.
I'm not going to summarize the whole season on tonight, but he was bad tonight. He was really bad tonight. But thankfully, Toronto lost, so it's not as bad of a loss.
That was a good.
It is. We got blew
No, but Juan, I'm saying. Keep it in context that we're 1-1 in our last 50 games. I'm saying that we're 1-1 in our last 50. We're probably going to win the next game against Dallas on Sunday. So, but Dallas, I mean, John Collins has to go. Capella has to go. I'm unsure about Bay.
You say you what? Unsure about who?
I'm unsure about Bay. His defense is really bad. But he did give you 16 points.
Nah, his defense is too bad to be starting.
No, he can't start.
That was a stupid move by Coach Quinn.
Bogey wouldn't have been any better.
No, Bogey plays team defense.
No,
Bogey plays team defense.
Bogey is a terrible defender.
Guys, we have the evidence. This guy went for 41, and like it was nothing to him. It was nothing to him. His team defense is a real thing.
Rashad, no, listen, we don't have good defenders on the basketball team. Okay, we need to get good defenders.
Bogey got blown by like 3 times.
Bogey,
in the first
listen,
quarter.
and I like Bogey, but listen,
it's
he's not a good
it's not.
defender.
Look, y'all have to understand team basketball. Team
I didn't see.
basketball has
I've never
more
seen
to
him play team
do,
defense.
not so much with whether someone beats you off the dribble or not, but sometimes you push them to your help where your bigs are. Sometimes you push them to a spot and you trap them. Like Bay does not understand defensive rotations. That is his problem.
And you saying Bogey does?
And Bogey absolutely does.
Shit.
And
So
that's why.
So Rashad. So by the way, this is fundamentals. If you're a coach, when Bogey comes to the corner with his hands down, that's playing team defense.
Okay, you're talking about his stance and all of that. That's isolation. I am talking about rotations. I am talking about.
Said he's a good defender.
As a coach, right? You have a nail guy. You have a guy that contains the ball. You have a guy that guards the weak side. You have a guy that rotates over. These are positions that you have. You have a way that you guard the pick and roll. You have a way that you box out.
I'm talking about
how he closes out. That's just one element. They don't do none of that.
Is Bogey good at? Which one of those phases is he
Bogey
good at?
is good at guarding the nail, guarding the weak side. He is good at switching on pick and rolls. You watch his defense, and he's a good box, and he boxes out good. Y'all talking about isolation defense and how he closes out. Okay, I get that. But what I'm telling you is Bay does none of that. Bay does not understand basic rotation principles.
Rashad, I'm not disagreeing.
I don't think anybody does on the team.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but Bogey don't when you rotate back to because this is a lot of the what happens, right? When you rotate back to the corner and you guard and you got him just like this, your hands are not up. I mean, what do you expect? And then when you try to guard and the guy goes right around you, you're not forcing them to help. You're forcing them into you're forcing your team into a disadvantage. It's no different than when if someone had Trey on the baseline or someone had Trey on the wing and he just lets him go right around him.
So you're saying if he gets beat on a closeout, then that's his problem.
I'm about to say you told me he's not talking.
When you run him off, you're supposed to run him off the 3-point line. By the way,
Bogey doesn't do that.
You just said he did. You just said he closes out and the guy goes around him.
Listen, what I'm saying is that Bogey cannot stay in front of anyone. Okay, Bogey cannot close out. Okay, a turtle will probably get past Bogey. Okay, we don't have good defenders on the team. We got to get good defenders.
That's fine. I get it. I'm just saying Bay shouldn't be started.
Bay
should never start.
No,
Rashad, I agree with that.
In the ideal world, JJ would have started, but
JJ might have been better. Yeah.
I agree with that. Go ahead, Mike. I don't think Mike or John went. Hey, that was epic, no RJ.
Yeah, so I'm not tripping too much. I agree with Matt. But we kind of should have expected the loss or whatnot. Of course, we always want to win and everything. Sucks to get blown out. Anybody who's upset or I don't know, talking about Mikal Bridges. Ain't too, but got the drink.
That one of your friends, Rashad?
I don't know who that is, man. He ain't lying though. I had to turn him off, man.
Hey, but look though, Mikal Bridges, if nobody been paying attention, you know what I'm saying? When everybody's in here talking, since he got to Brooklyn,
yep.
I'm gonna read off his game.
Call it out.
First game with them, 23. Second game, 7. That's for Matt. He liked those single digit games. 45. The third game, 13, 24, 31, 21, 38, 33, 30, 10, 34, 25, 34, 23, 23, 18, 32, 27, 44, 27, and I don't think they got us in here because of 42 just happened tonight. He just had 44 the other night. He did 40 probably about a few times. I mean, he's
Yeah,
been
he did.
balling
Yeah.
since he got into a higher role leaving Phoenix. So I don't know,
What
Matt.
did
You
he say
talking
after
about
the
Dre?
game? What
Okay,
did he say? What did he say after the
Dre,
game,
Dre,
Mike?
Dre would have helped and gotten the 32 points. He would have scored 32 tonight on Dre. I ain't gonna go over 42 like other people,
Yeah, we lost
but
by 17.
it might have been 32, huh?
I said we lost by 17.
But yeah, I mean, I feel you, but 32. Well, then we would have lost by 7, then, right, or something. Bring them down 10 points, we still lose or something. I don't know how many points Dre does. You on mute, White Mike, if you trying to say something.
Mute.
You still on mute, White Mike. I just see your mouth move. but
Yeah, my bad.
but yeah.
I was just saying you ain't counting his turnovers.
What about his assist, White
So
Mike?
that
What assist?
but
What
he
assist?
said Dre is non-existent.
Hey,
We know that ain't.
Dre
But
assists
yeah, that's
Dre assists to the other
yeah.
team and Goofy Rowe.
he don't have that many turnovers. He averages
Yeah,
like what, 1.5 turnovers a game? It's not
2
it's not big.
Not the same
but
as rebounds.
but speaking about Dre though, Dre still on my mind even though he's not playing. Even though I know Matt don't agree with this because he says, "Hey, we didn't draft him for that." I get it. But before Mikal left Phoenix, Phoenix was trying to tell Mikal to do more. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to do more with it. I mean, one could say, "Oh, it was so they can move him," but I think at the time they actually wanted him to be more aggressive and do things though. But Mikal Bridges is with the Brooklyn Nets is averaging 26.8 points. That's right there next to our supposed leading scorer and stuff like that, 27. I'm just saying that's something to think about, man. You know what I'm saying? I personally,
Think about
within
what?
myself, been concerned a little bit. To think about is that Trey just not your number one person, man. I'm
Nope.
not saying trade Trey. I'm not saying trade Trey. I'm not there, even though I'm like, but I don't know, man. Might just I'm curious to see what Quinn thinking and what he gonna try and analyze and go forth with. But Trey, I always instead of saying trade, I've always said Trey needs to mature. But at some point, I'm gonna get to the point where I was like, I don't know if he's going to mature. It might take for something to happen to force him to mature, which is basically not being with the team that drafted you, and then you forced to go look in the mirror. It was some key things that Quinn said after one game. That's when Aaron Holiday came in, right? Yeah, Trey got booted. Aaron Holiday came in. He distinctively said and acknowledged the boy coming in and leading. He don't speak nothing about no scoring, no doing it. He talking about being ready to stand and leading. A lot of things that the Hawks and we acknowledge or whatever. I don't get into it a lot of times with some fans because they ain't gonna get it. But if you hoop before, all assists ain't the same assists in the sense in a way, and you get the feel that it's like it ain't too much like who you per se is. I'm not gonna say Trey doesn't enjoy assisting. He does, but it's still a part of the highlight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To an extent, it's a part of the highlight. And I'm gonna have fun. Somebody mentioned earlier about White Mike did about Trey like literally making others better. Like when you're off, man, what are you going to do to impact the game? You are the point guard. That's what I'm talking about. And get him to mature, being that coach on the floor. I know mainly Matt or whatever, saying, "Oh, I think analysts used to try to say that's when Nate was here." And I was just saying, bringing that up. I'm like, hey, man, I mean, your point guard is usually your coach on the floor for a reason. Your quarterback in football is always the captain. In basketball, it sucks. It's a bad thing if your point guard ain't a captain or not highly revered and stuff like that. All this stuff plays into it, and some people can keep
Ain't he the
overlooking
team
it if
captain,
you want
Mike?
to. Bruh,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
he ain't
say
the
he was.
leader.
I don't know if he is or not. I don't know who the captains are, to be honest with you. I'll be
Well, I
honest
know
with you
one is
about that.
John
I don't
Collins.
know. But if he's the team captain, I go into that stuff too. Because I told y'all laughed about it, analysts and Matt. But it was interesting. Damon Stoudemire had interesting comments today on the radio. He didn't talk about the Hawks or the Hawks players. This is what I took away from what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got to take that away from it. The man was just talking. They asking him about certain stuff. He asked him about Boston and his experience. He's saying how he did love it up there. He wasn't necessarily looking to, go and do anything else. He was thinking to still be with the team. And he started talking about Jason Tatum and saying that, LeBron's workout regime, that's why he's where he is. And he was saying that JT is not far off of that already for his keeping his body, in shape and stuff like that. And he was saying that, like, JT is a special dude and he really enjoyed it. But he was saying that what stuck out to me is just like he just said that the special thing about Jason Tatum is that he said, Damon Stoudemire says that you wouldn't know he's a star player. He doesn't act that way. He doesn't whatever there. Now I don't know Boston stuff. I don't know they ins and out or whatever. But I just know that we've had situations and stuff here. And I personally have brought it up. It all happened after the Eastern Conference Finals run. Trey got his shoe deal. Magic Johnson all like, hey, bruh just regressed like crazy. Because after LP had got fired, it's like he had locked in and he was listening to Nate. He was doing all the small things. You know what I'm saying? He was playing a certain way. When he missed the All-Star game in Atlanta, when he was getting hated on and stuff like that, it's like he was forced to kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I thought the Miami series smacked him in the mouth again. You know what I'm saying? So that he'll come into this season being a little bit more mature about certain things or whatever. Again, not necessarily putting it all on him. But Quinn is here. Quinn got the support and power behind him. So he analyzing everything. I'm pretty sure, man. I'm pretty sure. He was saying, he said something too about like he want players. Like Quinn was naming stuff, bro. It's like notoriously that Trey don't do. Like he distinctively said players have to get back. When I see players not getting back, or this and that. Now I'm not finna sit here and say I've seen Trey do that under Quinn, but I know I've seen Trey do that countless of doggone times just watching him as a Hawk. So I don't know what else to say, man. But I feel like that's part of the reason why this team is bipolar. It ain't too much coaching. A lot of y'all can see it. We got another coach. We got a lot of y'all favorite coach in here. Somebody y'all believe, and you see the same thing. We can't even put together a 2-game win streak. We can't get together a 2-game win streak. The team is bipolar because of the players and because of the leadership on this team. And no matter what Trey wants in his life right now, he is the leader of this team.
Yep.
He just is. Whether he wants it or not, he got to figure it out. That's what I got for that.
Who turn it? Is it John turn?
Yeah,
John turn. Go ahead, John.
John, the duck didn't pull the truck tonight.
And we definitely ain't hit no shots, John. We definitely did.
Might wake John up.
By doing that. We gave him the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Do I have to say anything here?
We hear you loud and clear, John.
Do I have to? I mean, there ain't. Well, I'm gonna say this, Demond, if you listening, I told you the roller coaster win loss. This was time for the loss. Okay, now next game, I don't know whether the roller coaster is going to be true to form or the sine wave is going to be true to form, but this tonight. There's an old saying. You live by the jump shot and you die by the jump shot. And that is exactly what our team is. We have no inside presence where we can dump it down, or we make no type of move to where we get it to the big man or big men and pound it down inside when the jump shots aren't falling. I mean, we're not built like that. And tonight, man, we had hands in faces. All of those who talking about bad defense and we weren't playing in defense, man, we had hands in eyes, fingers up noses, fists down throats, and them jokers were still hit. But when it came time for us to hit, man, we couldn't hit the water with a boat. I mean, boy. I mean, I can't believe I'm paying for cable, satellite, tickets, all this crap I done bought when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. I went and got everything they had on sale, and I got it hanging up in the closet right now because I'm ashamed to wear it. Look, I went to D.C. last week. I had on a Hawks hat when I went up on Capitol Hill, and everybody in Warnock's office, David Scott's office, all that. Hey man, what you think about them Hawks? All I could do is just drop my head and shake it. I just said, shit. That's all I could do. I said, yeah, I know what you mean. You know, but and see, you got people up there in D.C. that are natives of the city. They follow the Hawks. A lot of people follow the Hawks all over the doggone country, but they just as frustrated as we are. You know, man, I'm telling you, man, it's boy. You know, if I was suicidal, I wouldn't been here tonight. I'd have
you would have hit the judge.
I'd have ate a 357 tonight.
You would have ended.
That was hard to look at, man. I mean, and it's getting harder to watch this team, man. It's getting hard to watch this team because see, we were within striking distance until that there was a spot in the third quarter where they were hitting and we were missing, and once it got to 20 points that late, it's over with. That's when I put my post up. Hey man, this thing over with. This thing over with. You know, no Kevin Durant. No Kyrie Irving, the pieces that replace them. Look, just like I posted a few weeks ago. If your team has any problems, if your team wants to work out some strategies, if your team want to get somebody, interview somebody, or test somebody against somebody, see where the Hawks are on your schedule. We'll make them look good. Yeah, we'll tighten up.
You saw Cat came back.
You know, we the best warm-up team in the NBA. Because now, hell, New Jersey allowed to go on a 20-game winning streak in the playoffs and stuff. Now, so we got them straight. You know, we got them straight, and it's frustrating, you know, because a lot of times, well, they did it with the Falcons and they do it with the Hawks. Okay, Milwaukee beat us. Well, they were the eventual NBA champion that year. Falcons, 49ers beat us. They were the eventual Super Bowl winners. New England beat us. They were the eventual Super Bowl winners. I mean, I'm just tired of being the warm-up team, the always run, the team that when stuff go wrong, you know, we just fall the hell apart. And you know, like y'all said, man, we are not built for prime time. We definitely are not built for prime time, and every game shows it. Whether we win or lose, we show we're not ready for prime time players. Yeah, no, man. And you know, with that, I'm done and ready for the general discussion.
Yeah, man. It's my turn.
Open it up. Well, I guess we just open it up. You know, I
open it up. I don't get a turn.
I thought you went. Go ahead.
I make it quick.
No,
I ain't had no turn. I'll make it quick. All I want to say. All I want to say is this. All I want to say is this. We are a bad team because we are a bad organization. That's it.
Yeah.
We are a bad organization. Hey. And the BS that we pulled this year absolutely shows why the Atlanta Hawks, whenever we get our opportunity, a window, we shut that shit down quick. We did that shit so quick. We had the right people in place to get us to a particular place. And instead of saying, okay, let them work because we've gotten better every year, they chose to get rid of them. Not just Nate. They did it to Travis. They did it to Nate, and then they just
clump them in together now.
Oh no, it's absolutely it was the same. Travis hired Nate together. Travis hired Nate.
Well,
Travis
one
hired Nate.
one was accomplished, the other one wasn't. Don't clump them in together.
Okay, well, okay. Regardless of what
Quinn ain't doing no
think,
better.
what you think is on the resume, it don't matter. You know why?
That's what I'm
Because
saying,
you got
man.
Quinn,
That's
who you think was so
we
good.
gotta get
Matt,
him in
you
one
gotta
in a
be
moment.
Blow this
Matt,
team up.
you gotta be happy that we all Hawks fans. Like that's the only thing that's saving all of this right now. Because the way you be going and being in denial about what we all seeing, a part of me don't even want to make the playoffs next year just so I can be like, see, nigga, it ain't the doggone players. I mean, it ain't the coach or whatever, bro, that making the difference. These players suck. Like, let them come back with the exact same
It's
team.
the
The
organization,
exact
bro.
same team.
No.
No matter who it is, bro.
I said the front. I said the front court was the problem when Nate was here. I said the front court was the problem.
No,
you
said
ain't say
Nate
nothing
was
was
the
a problem when Nate was
You
there.
said
You
Nate
said
was
Nate
the
was
problem.
the problem.
Nate, hold on. Don't lie on me now. I also said Akamba needs to be started. I've been saying that the whole season.
Hey,
that don't mean that's the
Don't
problem.
lie on me now.
You did.
How about this? I've been watching all the I've been watching a lot of basketball lately with all the teams, man, just because it's getting close to playoff time. Just seeing where these teams at, especially with that blowout what Boston did on Milwaukee. Bro, we are seriously devoid of veteran leadership in this team. And just hear me out. I'm not saying a player as such as a Patrick Beverly would have came in here and made us a better ball club overall, but his impact and his voice coming in here would have been tremendous just to make sure the work ethic is there, to getting on guys when they're doing stupid crap, not getting back on defense, to boxing out. Like, he wouldn't be necessary to win. He's not going to equate to a win-loss, but his voice and his presence is going to make sure people are going to be led astray, man. I'm not led astray, but
Chicago
led
around.
line. And we don't
had one
have
last
that.
year.
We are severely devoid of leadership, man. And leadership does not have to come with a player on the court or someone that's going to be out there. It's just someone in the huddles, someone that's keeping these boys in line, man, and making them aware of what's going on, man. These guys are too free and too willy-nilly to be able to do what they want to do. John Collins dapping up people like y'all said, man. Like, I'm pulling to the side like, bro, we not dapping up the ops. Like, come on, bro. Like, we trying to beat them, man. Like, I'm not dapping them up, man, because we about to see them again next week. And they already know it's sweet, man. You know what I mean? So
would you dap up one of your enemies after war?
What's
and
that?
you lost? Would you dap up one of your
man,
enemies after war and you
bullets
lost?
in the head. They got bullets in the head.
Hey, I just want to say, can we play the tape back from November when I told y'all JC didn't fucking fit? And y'all got on my ass because he had two 20-point games. And now everybody want to trade JC.
Rashad, I give you
that tape back.
Rashad, I give you the ultimate credit. You said it, and my goodness, were you right? This dude don't fit. I don't think he fits on any NBA team. Be personally, but
he's
a
good player. He just doesn't fit with this team.
He's terrible. He's terrible.
He needs to be in the WNBA. He needs to be in the WNBA. That's where he needs to be.
It's soft like that, though, man. It rubs off on the other players, man. Stuff like that rubs off on you, man. When you around this, that rubs off on the individual, man. I'm telling you, man. That type of personality is the reason why this team is the way it is, man. There's nobody willing to buck, man. Everybody on that team is, bro. When
you're an emotional leader, RJ.
Oh,
God.
Hey, RJ. That's just like raising.
No, I'm telling you what they call. I'm telling you what they call them.
Rashad, that's just like if you had a
we played in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Hey, RJ, that's just like raising a son around nothing but women. They expected the son not to have feminine thoughts and like John Collins is contagious.
This cycle. What are we doing? What are we doing, analyst? What was that now?
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth.
I have no idea.
What are we doing?
I have
Hold
no
on
idea.
now.
Hey, I'm just telling. I'm telling the truth.
What was that you said?
I said that it's just like raising a son and letting them hang around women and their girlfriends all the time and expecting the child not to feel feminine, have feminine thoughts. I mean, it's the truth. It's contagious with the team. John Collins is soft.
Next subject, fellas. Like,
so
I thought it was y'all know who could have fixed this.
John Collins been? Wait a minute. Who John Collins been hanging around getting those?
That's not what I'm saying, John.
What did I miss the analogy?
It was an analogy. I'm saying that John Collins' weakness and lack of toughness is contagious to the team.
Okay. I understand that, Paul.
Doubling back off of what
y'all know who could have fixed this though, right?
Who could have fixed it?
Lou Will. We should have re-signed Lou Will. Look at our record last year.
He right down the street. He right down the street over here. Down there at Magic, just go pull him out the court.
It don't matter where he is. Just get him in the locker room.
Rashad, I thought you were going to say solo. You said
benchmark. Lou Will would have had us straight. I guarantee you we would have won 42 games with him.
Dude, y'all can't look at this team and can't tell me this team don't need to be blown up, man. I'm
not blown up. No,
it don't need to be. I don't think so.
They small.
It's hard over.
I don't think so.
No. You play. First of all, you got a small point guard making about $250 million. The only thing I saw him do tonight was pout
and get beat on defense.
You got a power forward that all he want to do is take everybody out to dinner and wine and dine. Okay, you got DeAndre Hunter, who is so freaking robotic, man. He don't know which way is up unless you tell him. You know what I'm saying, bro? This team is constructed ass backwards. Okay, blow it up, dog. I'm telling you, because what's going to happen is we're going to end up wasting more of these players' time. And you know what? The draft stock is going to keep going down and down and down. And by the end, it's going to be nothing you can do at that point. You're going to have to blow this team up, bro.
It's already nothing we can do.
What's the minimum amount of people to still be a blow?
It's too late.
You don't want to turn it. You don't want to turn it to the Kings.
We're stuck in the middle. That's the worst place to be.
Yeah, thank you. That's the worst place to be.
Yeah. The only way you can fix when you're in the middle is to blow it up. That's it. That's the only way you can fix it. When your franchise is stuck in the middle of inconsistent play, bad play, the only thing you can, and I know blow it up sounds awful. I know it does because we got a little taste of winning 2 years ago. I know it sounds awful, but dude, this team is stuck in the middle right now. We done spent too much money. We're going to have to get off of that, and we're going to have to trade some assets, man. We're going to have to start over, man. I truly believe it, man.
Bro,
no. You know, when you this far along, you don't start over.
Well, here's what happened.
Boy, we took
Travis had a vision. Travis had a vision. Wrestler decided to give out these contracts and keep people that we shouldn't have kept.
Yeah.
And Wrestler has put us in this position, and damn Travis has run off. And now we're rudderless. We're leaderless. We don't have a plan. We do not have an identity. And until we get that, and I ain't confident that we're gonna get it from our GM.
Bro, Mike said all the time. We built
what's that?
wrong.
I got confidence. I got a little confidence in Landry. I got confidence.
A little. You said a championship in 2 years.
Stop it, bro. Say Landry ask this. He said he put a suggestion box out front.
Let me ask this question, because when we blew it up,
everybody.
Hold up now. When we blew it up, we only won, what was it, 20 something games?
24.
Yeah, about 24.
About 24 games.
No.
Do you think the fan base is gonna stand for that?
Don't matter, man. Last time they ain't got no choice.
They didn't care nothing about the fan base when they got rid of Travis Swain. They didn't even care about the fan base then.
They sure did.
RJ. 24 is 11. That's 11 more games than 13, and I survived that. That's what
Yeah,
I
I was about to say, when
always
the
say.
low one.
All right,
The,
Man,
the
hey,
Hawks
I
got some of the
survived
most
that.
expensive tickets in the
let me
NBA, and they routinely sold out. RJ, they're not gonna give that up.
Yeah, but
Hey,
they not
20 something,
always
go back
like
to
that.
20
Before I
something games.
moved, I used to have season tickets. Those games used to be halfway empty.
No, not no more. We second
Yeah, I
in
know.
attendance.
That's what I'm saying
That's a
is
different owner, though.
the reason they sell out now is because of Trae Young
Yeah,
and the
club.
Eastern Conference Finals run. Trae
And
Young and the Eastern
hey,
Conference Finals run changed
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Now, the problem is that the fucking owner is not smart enough to just spend money. He wants to build a team
on the budget.
because he thinks he knows what good basketball is. He doesn't. This is a bad organization. It is a bad
Just buy the team.
organization
I mean, he
that
bought the team, but just continue to buy the team.
every time we get a window of opportunity, somebody do some stupid shit and they reset everything. And that's just what happened this year. That's exactly what happened this year.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question.
Well, let me ask you this,
Go
because
ahead.
see, this was the very first major decision that these people made since they've been owners. And
You
we
don't think it
blew
was
up in
getting
their
rid of
face.
Bud?
Huh?
You don't think it was
No.
getting rid of Bud?
See, Bud.
That was the first mistake.
They didn't want to get rid of Bud. Bud wanted to go. He didn't want to tank.
Yeah, now
They should have found a way. Found a way to keep Bud.
But if Bud didn't want to stay, if
Pay him
Bud
more
didn't want to
money.
stay,
Pay him
nothing
more
was
money.
going to convince
Something
him
mean
to
that
stay.
to him?
Once that man started drinking, the hell with what y'all talking about. Hey man, I ain't staying here. The hell, I ain't staying here.
Hey, Bud got a DUI case by GSP and everything. He said, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
I mean, and it worked out for him because he got a ring.
Yeah.
He got a ring by the
And
league.
he's in contention for another one.
He's a championship caliber coach.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, besides that, this what just happened this year with all of the shaking going on in the front office, the young Turks taking over, not knowing nothing about basketball, not knowing anything, and them undermining Slink, minimizing Slink, and eventually moving him out of the way. This, the experiment at this point is a failure. It is a failure. However, do you blow this up and return to those 29 win seasons and dangle hope in front of your fan base? Because see, now now the only thing that's drawing people down there are
no.
I'm saying if you blow it up, you need to be worse than 29 wins.
Bro, we are.
Do y'all understand how hard it is to get a team into the 40s from the dumpster to the 40s? That takes you got to be right. If you're wrong with these players in the draft, you're gonna be in that cycle for 10 years.
Matt,
you went from the dumpster to 500. That's not good.
Hold on.
I don't think we can. But hold on, wait. You've increased your win total every season. That's a fact, right?
Until
that though.
But I'm just saying. You about to make the playoffs for 3 straight years.
Who
about to make the playoffs?
They gonna make the playoffs.
Matt, come on, bro.
They gonna make the playoffs.
Who are you watching? Who are you watching?
I didn't say they're gonna win anything, but they're gonna make the playoffs.
Bro, they gotta win something to make it.
Yeah.
I don't want them in the playoffs. I really do not want the Hawks in the playoffs.
But I'm saying when you get that level of stability foundation, you don't go back to zero. That's bad business.
My reason for not blowing it up, right? You owe Quinn Snyder. You owe it to him to put a team that can compete around him. Like that guy's a coach. He's a quality coach. We saw it in Utah. I did not think the way that they handled I don't think the way that they handled putting him in this seat was proper. And I thought it was premature. I thought you should have waited to see what we could do with Nate, and if he could have gotten 6th seed or something like that, then you go from there. However, you owe this guy the opportunity to compete. Now, if let's say we finish 30, let's say we got 38 wins next year, now you blow it up to me. At the end of next year.
I have a slightly different reason. I do agree with you, Rashad, as far as I think Quinn deserves that. You know, he didn't come here to lose. I can tell you that much. But two, we have a special somewhat on our team with in consequence of trading for him, we owe unprotected draft picks to the Spurs organization. We owe a pick swap to the Spurs. So I'm not. I listen. Even if we got to the point where I like even earlier in the season when I was saying tear it down for kind of similar to what Portland did last year and just kind of think for future rosters. But I can't say blow it up because if you're not out of that rebuild by 2025, you're going to be giving up a top 10, top 8 pick to the Spurs. And you owe them consecutively 25, 26, and 27.
But you don't have to necessarily blow it up and suck though.
Well, that's what the result is.
You can make good moves.
If you trade Trey, if you blow it up, you're not going to be. Listen.
What can you blow it up without like two? How many people it take to still be a blow up if you keep people?
Like you keep Trey. Because to me, if you think of, I feel like the recent teams or whatever. I don't know, man. It's just a matter of the GM and the front office. If they not stupid or not, they ain't got to.
Which they are. They fucking idiots.
Let's say, for example, we just lost to the Nets. We just lost to the Nets. Everybody and their mama kept saying, "Oh, the Nets should fall back. They should do this and that."
They keep
winning. They did technically, Mike.
So, Matt, I got a question for you.
They did what you thought they were gonna do.
They fall from 4 to 6.
I thought they would be 7. I thought they would be 7.
But that's not. I mean, what I meant is
there's 2 games.
When you watch them, to me, they haven't fell off like that in playing or whatever. Like,
people thought they were gonna fall out of the top.
That's them. That's not that many games right there. It's a couple there though, but like
a little bit better than I thought, but they're around the same spot.
Man, but you know what, man? You know what, bro? Listen.
You watch that team, they better than what you thought, though. And you see Mikal Bridges, what I just told you, he averaging 27 basically himself.
But Mike, what did Mikal Bridges say after the game?
I'm that nigga.
I don't know. What did he say? I didn't hear
No.
Hey, Matt.
What did he say?
Hey, check it out, man. Check it out.
What did he say?
We don't have, bro. We do not have. Listen, this is so messed up about our situation why I be getting so mad, man. Listen. So the current players we have not working. You already done fired the coach. That's not working. What we really have no assets besides the only 2 assets I think that we have that we could get a real return. You have Trey Young and maybe a package of one of the young players, JJ, AJ with a Hunter. Let me tell you something about John Collins, man. This is what I be telling people. He's gonna be back next year. You know why?
No, he not.
Because nobody, no other team. What makes you think another team would take on that contract? What makes you think somebody without?
Well, remember Houston wanted to take it on at the deadline.
Let me ask you a question.
Why didn't we try?
Are you sure? Are you guys sure we don't have a first-round draft pick next year? Because I was.
We got 2. We got 2.
We got our pick this year coming up, and we got it next year.
Well,
we got 2 next year.
Yeah, we got 2 first next year, but it's the
tradable. But see, the narrative was that we didn't have any first-round draft picks.
No. After next year,
give Brooklyn Hunter and a pick, and we can get McHale.
No, we don't get that.
Stop. But
I would do that. I would
do that Sacramento pick.
John, we got a pick this year, and we got 2 next year. After that,
hey, let me tell you something, man. The first thing they need to do, he need to get on the phone. He need to beg Travis Slink to come back, bro. Nick Wrestler and Landry not gonna get it done. Why would you do it? Why would you? Let me tell you how dumb this front office is.
I'm ready to change it.
What I always tell you about the front office, they do 2 things. 1, they're always reactive, and 2,
They always try to cover the mistakes, the fuck ups that they do. Look at what they do. You trade Kevin Herter to set, to me personally, was to save money
for two guys that's not even here.
Listen,
one guy you wait
return
a month
the
later.
dudes you got gone, but then the team. Listen, you sacrifice a 3-point shooter in Kevin Herter, probably thinking, oh, Collins and Trey and them gonna shoot this
Landry and Tony.
They suck. So we have no 3-point shooting. So then you try to make up for your fuck up and go trade for 5 second round pick for Sadiq Bey, who don't help us because we just downgraded the defense to get mediocre 3-point shooter. And guess what else? Now you gotta re-sign him.
I like that.
This
I
is
got a couple
crazy.
things. I got a couple things.
Why would you extend Bogey but trade Kevin Herter?
I got a
Like
couple
that
things.
make no sense to me.
I got a couple things.
They had to extend Bogey because they traded Kevin Herter.
So
that's what I'm saying. You should just let
They
Kevin
were
Herter
making
go.
Bogey.
So
Booger
I like
can't
Bogey
shoot.
though.
Hey, looking at the
Booger can't shoot.
Looking at the totality of the team, man, like I know Damon pulled it up early last year. Well, not early, but late last year, around November, December. We was a top 12 defensive team. We have fallen to 26. We in the bottom of the depths with Houston and Detroit and San Antonio. Like we're really falling off a cliff defensively. Like this is the worst we've been in a minute.
We higher than Dallas?
Huh?
Hey, can
Oh,
you
are we higher than Dallas? I'm just curious.
Hey Juan,
pull up Pockets?
Hey Juan, did you see us in the 2-3 zone?
Yeah, I'm not done. So second thing is we have fallen off a cliff with our 3-point shooting, and for some reason this team will continue to take those shots. We're just not a very good 3-point shooting team. I listened to the Nets broadcast tonight, and Richard Jefferson was on the money with us, man. He said you're not gonna beat the Hawks trying to play basket because they're a top 10 offensive team. He said if you want to beat them, it's real simple. All you gotta do is take it to the paint. You're gonna beat them up in the paint, and then he say all you gotta do is kick it out to the open shooters and shoot your 3-pointers. What they do, man? Beat us up in the paint because we're very soft, like he said. They're gonna foul you. They're going to foul you because they're not very good defensively, and you just push it out, and you'll get easy jump shots, clean easy jump shots. To John's credit, we did have our hand on their face tonight, but they was making everything. Moving on to that, man. You're not winning anything with Trae Young as your number 1 option and DeJounte Murray as your number 2 option. You're not winning anything. We saw this for 7 years in Portland with CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, and how far they get them. You know what I mean? You're not winning anything like that, man. All right. I'm interested to see what we do with our draft pick this year, because if it ain't a 6'11" or a bigger, we don't need it. We already projected to get like a 6'8" forward. I forget the 6'8" forward from King and Murray.
If we get another forward, I'm gonna kill myself. Like
thank you.
John just
Oh my
said.
God, damn.
If we get another forward, I won't ending it. Like fuck that.
We don't need no forward. We don't need no
I'm gonna be right over there with you, John. I'm gonna be
I've been waiting. Hold on. We are projected to get King and Murray's brother right now. I forget what school they came out of.
God, no, please.
Another 6'8" tweener. All right.
No.
That's that. The last point I made before I pass it back in for general discussion, man. Richard Jefferson made another good point. He said this team is full of offensive players and they do not have enough defensive players. To Mike's credit, again, man, he's like they just are not built well at all. They are constructed bad, man. We have too many offensive shoot first players, and we do not have enough defensive minded players on this team, man. And I'm done.
Oh, let me add something though to that. Let me ask something because y'all saying because you're saying that we don't have any defensive players, but all right, when people come here, such as DeJounte Murray, he was known as a defensive guy.
That's fraud.
Or when someone gets drafted for their defense, like a Hunter. I mean, and or like an Okongwu who openly said my main thing is defense, or like Capella, who was an all defensive player before he got here.
He was.
What's the common thing? Yeah, on Houston, he was an all NBA player. He was an all defensive player. I believe he was.
No, he didn't win all NBA.
He
didn't win all NBA. He was on the all defense.
I'm about to say what defense? What all NBA defense team?
He's never been an all defensive NBA. Never.
He's never been all. Okay, I'm a fan.
Who?
Maybe.
I'm about to say now that could be
One game is a discussion though,
because I didn't know that.
But Juan, so I agree with you a ton, right? I think we have to get to a point as an organization to where I think we have a first round pick coming up in this year's draft. For the love of God, I was telling Matt this too. If you take another 6'8" forward, I don't know what to say. Here's our issue too. You draft forward.
Probably be injured too.
You draft forward that are 6'7", 6'8", but they're not switchable, they can't defend. Okay? They're not switchable, they can't defend. But I think this, I told Matt this, we got to draft a center in the draft.
That happened in analysts. I already told you.
You got to take a center in the draft.
You have to.
If you don't, you have to defer and do what Philly did and trade the pick for a proven player that's already in the league that can come in and contribute now. I was listening to Daryl Moore the other day. I listened to him both times. Incredibly smart general manager. He was saying how they evaluated whether a player, I think it was the 21st pick, a player at 21 would be more impactful than getting DeAnthony Melton. They felt getting DeAnthony Melton would be more impactful. And he's played incredible for them this season. I think he's had a better season than he's had in total in Memphis. So that was a good try. We have to start thinking. We have to start thinking winning. We got to get some size, but to me, it's more of getting switchable defending wings.
Yeah,
we got to get some bigger guards. And listen, I'm all for pairing. I'm all for going out and acquiring a player of Jaylen Brown's caliber. I do think we need another guy on the team. But listen, I think this is this is something that it's going to take some work. And Matt, I was going to ask you this because I just want to know. You feel more comfortable going into the offseason right now, or if we had a proven executive like Travis?
He liked Landry. Go ahead.
For some reason. I think I know, but for some reason.
Listen, I like Travis, but I will say, I will say it was I think it was CBS podcast I was listening to, Bill Ryder. And he was saying that the feeling that Tony had was when he got rid of Travis was the team was 500. And I think I told you before. I know I told Gerald. The team was 500 and he wasn't listening to input around him on how to improve the team. And so he's like, you can't not listen to input and be 500. You know?
So,
like
Matt,
that don't work for us.
You know what my rebuttal is?
We're
a bad organization.
But
where was this input coming from? Or
listen,
likely Nick and Landry.
Listen, let me tell you
something.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something because I'm upset now. Let me tell you something. Tony Wrestler's a liar. Okay, he's a liar and he would never be anything but a liar. Okay, let me tell you something. When
I can't say he lied on that.
Excuse me. When Travis tried to do hundreds of trades in years past, and Tony Wrestler, well, that's not enough for John. That's not enough for Buck Dunn. That's not enough. That's not enough. And you're sitting here, you're a meddling owner that don't know anything about. If people think just because he's a billionaire that he knows something, listen, you don't know anything about a roster construction. Okay. You don't know anything about basketball, and you got your little meddling real estate agent son trying to give a president of basketball operations input. I don't understand it. You veto trade after trade after trade. You're gonna sit here and
Travis must be your uncle, bro. You got to be related to that man.
Hold up, Alice. Don't call nobody out.
This is unbelievable. You're gonna blame a guy. You're gonna blame a guy.
Hey, man.
You're gonna blame a guy that wanted to make change, and you said we couldn't make change, and then you're gonna fire him for not making change. Make it make sense. I mean, I'm telling you, make it make sense. You're gonna fire him, because he's not listening. When he tried to make winning changes, when he tried to get Sabonis, when he tried to get all these other guys that were conducive to winning.
He ain't trying to get no Sabonis. No,
yes, he did for 2 years straight. He tried to trade him to Indiana. He did.
No, that was not a proven fact. You have to show me that.
It is a proven fact.
Mike, analyst is Travis adopted son, bro. Like he get this shit from the dinner table.
But I will say. So with that being, so if that's how Tony feel, right? I can't, or the sentiment around the Hawks, right? I can't be like, nah, I can't disagree with that. So I got to give Landry at least this one. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt to see.
Go ahead, man.
What he can do.
Go ahead.
Right.
You by yourself. You by yourself. I'm not doing
it. The last thing of the wing. He's predicted the Hawks draft picks right the last 5 years. The guy he said that they're most interested in this year is Pepperdine, the wing from Pepperdine, Maxwell Lewis. Out of Pepperdine.
I like Maxwell Lewis.
Wait a minute. Is that a basketball school? That sounds like a doggone bricklaying school. They teach folks trades over there. They don't even
you know who he plays. You know who he plays. I mean, you know who he plays like. J Dub from OKC. Jalen Williams from OKC.
He's 6'8" with a bum knee.
No, he don't have a bum knee.
Broken elbow. So he got some got to be wrong with him if we don't get him.
Oh yeah. Hey, look here. We go. Look, the Hawks go to all the hospitals in the ICU. Hey, what's wrong?
So, but if you think, but if you think about it, a 6'8", a 6'8". Y'all, hey, Pharaoh, Rashard, Mike, y'all get on the YouTube and you type in
not the YouTube.
You get on the YouTube and you type in Matt. You get on the YouTube and you type in Maxwell Lewis.
Matt,
it makes sense.
Matt, you sounded like me. Oh, you get on the YouTube.
I said, I know, John. I was saying that on purpose. I was saying
if we get another
Facebook,
if we get another quote unquote two-way wing, if we draft another damn quote unquote two-way wing,
buckle up.
I'm done. I can't take this shit, bro. It is.
Here he comes.
I am sick of this.
What I like about him is
I'm like, you take the same draft strategy and take it into every draft. They doing the same thing.
Matt, so I want to ask you two questions, right? Mm-hmm. One, on teams that win, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about the teams that are sitting at the top of the conferences right now. Mm-hmm. What's the common thing, and this is rhetorical because I'll answer it for you. What's the common thing about all of them? The common thing is that their roster, in totality, their roster is not guys that just came out the draft 2-3 years ago, right? And I'm not saying we need to get old or whatever. I'm saying,
wait a minute. Didn't you say earlier this year to tank for?
Y'all got a big man too.
No. What I said that was.
Florida State don't have a big man.
Being at the top of the conference. Boston
don't have one either. Boston don't have one either.
Boston does have a big.
That's our greatest mistake.
He played one every 3 games. He played one every 3 games.
They have a big. Listen, the point I'm trying to make with this point is that essentially, and I hate to say it because I don't want to sound like, but for where we are and where we're trying to go, and at the base we're trying to go at, we're essentially we're too young, and we're too young with players that are talented but they don't fit. Okay, that's number one. I mean, you look at these teams: Denver, Boston, Milwaukee. all of their younger players are getting spot minutes and they're at the end of the bench, but they can play spot minutes if they need to. They're good with energy, but the team looks like it's trying to compete for a championship. It doesn't look like they're trying to win on a budget. Okay, number one. Number two, listen, we have got to add, and I believe this fully. We've got to add some true size on this team that and guys that can guard, guys that have a little girth. And I like Maxwell Lewis, but I don't think he'd be the best fit for us. I think that to add another young 20 developmental wing, it would be detrimental to the team. You got JJ, you got DeAndre, who is yet to develop, and he's 26. You have AJ Griffin. Okay, you have so many guys. Okay, you have so many guys that you're looking to develop. I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. We are going to have to move on from some players on this team and go into a contending mode. We can't sit here and think that we're going to be the first team in NBA history to win with a roster 25 and under. It's not going to happen.
So here's a question.
You do need to get You need to get older.
You just brought up something really good, though, analyst. All right, this is just a question for everybody. Analyst, it's kind of like something around what you said. Do you think this move for Quinn was mostly to identify a core that he can build around, and then they make that transition?
I think this move for Quinn was more of, I may end up coming back to saying what you're saying. I'm probably just saying it in a different way. But this is what I think. I think the main reason Quinn accepted the job in the middle of the season, well, not even in the middle, towards the end of the season, was he says to build relationships. I think it's part of it. But I think it was to identify guys on this roster who he feels like, kind of what you said, is core going forward. And he has a head start going into the offseason on guys that we need to get rid of, positions we need to upgrade at, and what does this team need? You can see a little bit from watching, but when you're coaching and you see how certain guys respond to you, I think you can get a better feel of the team. I think that's the main reason why they decided to say, you know what, I think the front office more so said, let's try to get a spark, and Quinn was more like, let me just evaluate, let's see who am I going to keep on this team going forward? No filter, no bias. Who am I keeping?
I think, you know what? Let me answer what Rashad said. Let me tell you something, man. Okay? I think the front office, first thing they did, they panicked because Nate did not want to be there any longer. He didn't want to coach the team. So they panicked. Now, I will say this. I do believe that was a candidate for them, but then once they realized they had to make a move, they overpaid for this guy. Okay,
how do they overpay for him?
Because watch this. I think they overpaid because I don't think Quinn wanted to come get this gig right now. I don't think he wanted to come get this gig. Come on, let's think about it for a second. Quinn was going to be the hottest free agent coach this whole offseason. So let's be real here.
I agree with that.
So
I would have done an equitable search into the summer and let Prunty finish the season.
Well, that's why they preempted it and hired him early in the season.
They should have let Prunty do the season and see. This is what happens. What did I say earlier, guys? They always try to fix their fuck ups. Okay, instead of firing Nate McMillan earlier in the season, if they considered him the main issue, which I do believe they did through Trae Young.
Y'all told me.
They wait, but because Nate saw the writing on the wall when Travis Slink resigned. He saw the writing on the wall. That's why I think he walked in there. That's why I'm one of the ones who believed that he walked in and tried to quit the team, and the team begged him to stay. I believe it happened because he saw the writing on the wall. But you overpay for a coach who probably didn't want to take this job at first, okay? And look how they rushed into it. Oh,
that shit was crazy.
You like Kyle Korver though? That's the boy.
You didn't interview no other candidates who you can sit there and say,
Demond, this is what an inexperienced general manager does.
and that's what I be trying to say, man.
Or assistant
Tony
general
Wrestler,
manager.
the biggest
That's
thing, and I
Kyle
think
hire.
one of the Hawk beat writers to put something about
I don't like
why
Quinn, but I'm
we
just saying.
underachieved. And I put under that tweet, I said, Tony Wrestler is the biggest reason this failed. He's the biggest reason because he can't shut up and let the people do his job. You had an executive from a championship organization who had a hand in help building that, had a hand in help drafting that, had a championship blueprint. And because you get impatient because you made a call to get rid of Lloyd Pierce and they going to run under Nate McMillan, you thought you was fucking Jerry Jones or something. Thought you was some type of basketball GM wizard. And he single-handedly has destroyed. I believe he be behind all these deals. I do believe he the one who was behind the John Collins contract. Because if Travis thought he was worth 125 million, Travis' first offer wouldn't have been $90 million. It'd have been something closer to that. So I knew Travis didn't want to pay him that money. But here go Tony Wrestler thinking he know who the core of the team is. He has destroyed this team because he can't shut up. Now it's even worse. We gonna get worse because now you lose a championship executive for your son and Landry Fields, who's never been an NBA general manager. Never been an NBA, never had to put together an NBA roster, a championship roster, and you trust your organization with him. That's crazy to me.
I'm willing to give it a shot, Devon. I'm willing to give it a shot.
And then you go and extend Bogdanovich for no reason at all.
Matt, they're already off to an extremely bad start.
Who cares if Bogey opted out? Who cares? Let them leave.
They are.
They're not off to a bad start.
The best thing they've done is bring on Quinn, and that's going to be for next season. But other than that, I mean, listen.
I think, but I think if we're being honest, I think did they pick up? I think if we're being all honest,
Matt, let me tell you something. Matt, let me tell you something.
No,
I know what a good seasoned general manager looks like and does. What in the world? And we've talked about this multiple times. I was talking to you, and I was like, this John Collins they had 3 or 4 deals lined up to get this dude done, to get this thing done. We have an inexperienced general manager at the office who was late, by the way. He didn't get into. I don't think he started realizing it was the trade deadline until 1 p.m. I won't undermine. There's a lot of work that goes into it. But my point of this is, you took essentially, I'm talking about on the day of the debt, you took 6.5 hours to get a Sadiq Bey deal done, and you ended up giving up 5 seconds. You took 6 hours. Travis would never. First of all, you have other people in your front office on the phones with other teams. Once you've established with the Warriors and the Pistons and the Blazers that your compensation, you're sending out seconds or draft picks in total, or you're not sending out John Collins, none of these teams has expressed interest. All right, Kyle, I need you to go get this deal done with so-and-so. Think about the Bay fit, which deal best fits. Okay, I don't know who else is up there. Tell Nick to get on the phone and do something. Tell Nick, we need this, and this. Okay, I need you to go out here and identify. I'm telling you, Landry is a leader. Okay, I need you to go out and identify this and this. I'm not saying that you got to listen. I've always been the one to say you can't force a team to make a move. There were deals out there. Okay, I saw, and I'm just going to name players. Okay, because we had the assets. You saw Thomas Bryant go for 2 lousy second-round picks. Okay, that's going to end up being the 59th and 60th pick in the draft. Okay, I saw Bones Holland go for 2 second-round picks. And thanks to Travis, because Travis knows how to accumulate acquisitions. We had 17 second-round picks going into that day, and we did not utilize them to the fullest. We needed. That's why Thomas
Bryant would have been great. Thomas Bryant would have been great for us, bro.
Right. And what I was saying is that I'm not saying Bay is a bad pickup, right? But what I'm saying is that I said on the deadline, and people got upset at me. I said it's not enough. It doesn't move the needle. it has
But
it
you're
has
not. But you have to keep in mind two things. One, I'll take people at face value. When they say something, I take them at their word. So when he comes out and says
well,
that
not all people, Matt, but
not all people, but a lot of people. When he comes out and says
I don't just
he
know that
helped,
about it.
when Landry comes out and says he helped Travis build a team and he think it's a good roster at its core, and it obviously needs some adjustments, but you're not going to make any wholesale changes in the middle of the season. I believe that. So if you're trying to not turn over the entire roster and quote unquote save a season, but you're saying that this team is deficient at shooting, then you go out, give up a little bit of assets to improve the shooting, which they did with Garrison Matthews, and Sadiq Bey. But you don't, as they say, throw the bath out with the baby water and try to save a season and you 500. That doesn't make any sense.
Hold on. So one throwing the baby out with the bath water is firing your coach who made the playoffs 2 consecutive years and 1 year made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's throwing the baby out with the bath water. All right. But you have to understand. But you have to understand. Hold on, Matt. But you also have to understand our primary reason for the poor shooting is because our primary shooter was having a bad shooting season. So why do you bring in someone who doesn't serve any other purpose when you have so many holes to fill? To me, Thomas Bryant would have been ideal. If you ever watched Thomas Bryant play, that he's a damn inspiration.
But hold on, but the whole reason, but the whole reason he got traded was because he told the Lakers he wanted a bigger role.
Exactly. Why would
you bring him here? Where's he gonna play?
He would have been a backup.
Backup to who?
He's still a backup. He's a backup for Jokic.
He's the primary backup, but who is he gonna be the backup to here?
He could have been the primary backup for Clint, and then you move.
Then what you gonna do with Onyeka?
You move Okongwu to the 4.
He's not a 4. He's a 5.
Okay. Well, look, he's too small.
He's
too small to fill that role.
Rashad, I'll do you one better, right? Thomas Bryant can space the floor. He can play the 4. I mean, listen, whatever way you put it.
Okay, then what you do with Jalen Johnson?
You trade him.
No, but again, like I said, if you're following along and you say
trade one of his guys.
If I say I like the roster, I helped put the roster together, I like it. I'm not going to make any major changes to the offseason. I'm going to address the minor issues.
Okay, then. So why they go trade JC? Why they go trade Clint? Why they go trade whoever else you want to trade? They put them together.
That is not look. There are other minor issues that we could have addressed. Like you said, Thomas Bryant spaced the floor, and he's a good rebounder.
But you put the roster that you like. But you put the roster that you like in limbo if you do that.
Why would you? You don't have to trade Jalen.
Matt,
you put him on the bench, and the whole reason that you didn't get veterans at the beginning of the season was for Jalen to play.
Okay,
bro. What y'all talking about?
What's the point of keeping someone who doesn't make you better?
Matt,
that's all you're talking about. About Jalen. If Jalen's that good, he can find space. He'll make room for himself.
And Matt, and what you're saying is it's not in conflict unless you want to go with a 10 or a 9-man rotation. Like, I'm going to play the players that can give me the best opportunity to win. I'm taking why in the world do we know? Okay, if we already listen, you have it's all about you have to go out and think about what the team needs. It's not whether we're going to win this year. There were some opportunities at this deadline where you could have pushed all your chips in to go after said player.
I just said, analyst, you don't try to save a 500 season.
Matt, that's dumb. Okay, I don't know who came up with that, but that's dumb. I don't know if Landry came up with that.
Hold on.
I'm just being honest.
Now,
that's dumb.
Let me ask this question. You don't try to go and save a 500 season. I understand that,
but you address something that the team needs.
But my rebuttal to that, try to make it more than a 500 season. You're not trying to save. You're trying to save the season. Okay.
Exactly. Seasons to throw away.
Let's go back. Let's go back to when Saddam Hussein and his boys took over the Hawks. Let's go on back there. Now, you remember that I had a major problem with, okay, your analogy of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Now, some people thought, and I think Rashad was saying that when you fired Nate, you did that. Hell, you threw the baby out, the bathwater, and damn near the living room when you minimized and moved Travis Slink out the way and fired Nate McMillan to cap it off.
I like Travis a lot. I think Travis is going to win a championship the next place he go.
But
I'm saying, but John, I can't be.
Yeah, but
Matt, my issue with that is
the thing, Matt. See, you replace a Travis Slink with someone that knew absolutely nothing about the job that he was doing, because when you saw the resume,
college scout. He was a college scout, not even pro. He was a college.
That's what I'm saying. And this is what I was telling you. This is what I was telling y'all when this first took place, because this man had no relationships, didn't know how to go to the auction and pick out the best horse, didn't know what good basketball players were. He hung around Travis Slink and got fast tracked along with Kyle Corbin.
How long was he under Travis?
Like 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months.
Before he go trying to take the man. I mean, at least
who you say?
On top of that,
who you say?
Then
I wonder how long was
Landry.
Yeah, Landry under Travis.
3 years.
I was about to say how long was he in the city?
Then on top of that,
3 years.
You remember I was telling you when you told me that there was a relationship between him and Trae Young, and that Trae Young could go to him, or that they probably talking about Nate behind his back. He going up the back steps talking to the owner or to his father, and then they were on that jet, and all of this old craziness that was going on prior to Nate getting fired. That this was an inappropriate relationship, and if he wanted to learn the business, he should have gone to another team and learned the business, then come back here and take over with some experience under his belt. But what you see now,
but that's separate. But that's separate from. I mean, I know Landry and Nick are friends, but I'm not. I don't want to couple Landry in with Nick for everything, because he does have that experience with San Antonio. Now, granted, it's not small. It's not. I mean, granted, it's not a large sample size. I'm saying he does have a experience with San Antonio as a scout.
When I said that, y'all shot me down.
But what I will say, I'm becoming more of giving him a chance, because
we have
it's put out by. But John, I know, but it's put out by some that like he's kind of just like flying, by the seat of his pants. He kind of don't know what he's doing or should I say, he don't have a vision, and that's not the case. I think he does have a vision. It is similar to Travis,
Matt.
Right?
You can have a vision. You can have a vision.
But the difference is, and you hear the same thing over and over again, where they felt that Travis was kind of inactive, like he wouldn't do.
I'm done.
He wouldn't.
You can't talk about Anal's uncle like that.
Why y'all keep doing that?
He wouldn't do certain things that they wanted him to do, right?
So, man,
now you can say it's right, it's bad, terrible idea, terrible trade, terrible whatever. But that's a separate conversation.
But Matt, this is the thing, and you remember we discussed this. Okay, they thought that it was a bad idea. Who were they to question him? As far as basketball IQ, basketball knowledge, knowing what moves to make, everything. Who were they to question him? Because, you hired Travis Slink when you decided to, get your ownership group together and, own the Hawks. You hired Travis Slink from Golden State. All right. Travis Slink had more of a hand in helping Golden State become a champion than Landry Fields has had in making draft picks. Okay? When you got that man, one of the things that you do, and this is what the New York Giants did in their football organization, they hired George Young. George Young, I want a championship here in 4 years. All right? You don't have one, you're going to have to come to the office. We're going to talk. I don't know whether you're going to still be the general manager after you leave the conversation, but we're going to have to talk. And that's what you do with a general manager. All right. Now, the people here who were asking the questions had no business even asking the questions because of the fact that they knew absolutely nothing about basketball. They knew nothing.
Well, I think that's a little insulting. I won't say they didn't know any. Now Nick is separate from Landry.
Whoa. You want to know what's insulting? Is a real estate.
Say they don't know nothing.
Talk about that man, uncle, man.
Y'all say they don't know nothing. I think John, I'm talking specifically about Landry.
You better go downstairs and get Slink in a minute and set the record straight. I keep fucking around, man.
I think that's a little insulting.
Okay. Look at the resume. That's what I'm saying. Look at the resume. What do you have on your resume that tells me that you are experienced enough to be general manager of a basketball team?
Matt,
in a rebuilding year.
Real quick, Matt. I just want to say this because I don't even feel like this is translating. Okay, let me give an example. Let's say someone at your job, right? Someone that you are a supervisor over. Okay, one of your employees, however that works. Subordinates. And your supervisor, you're trying to make effective changes, and she shoots everything you want to everything you want to do. Well, I don't think that's a good idea. Well, I don't think that's conducive to improvement. And one of your subordinates goes to her and says, "Well, he's not doing anything. I mean, we're sitting here at this point, and we're not improving." And then she comes to you and says, "Well, I want to fire you because you've been very inactive at doing your job, and you're not doing anything. You're very close-minded. You're not thinking what." I just came to you with over 70 proposals to do whatever, and you turned them all down, and now you're coming to me telling me that I'm inactive, that I'm sitting here content with the team. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You can't.
Well, you know, like my analogy. My analogy wasn't good enough. I thought I articulated.
Yeah, look, man.
No.
Analysts get this from the dinner table. I am telling y'all, that man gonna go downstairs and go get all the tea.
But really, analysts, that's
from the horse's mouth.
That's the same. But analysts, that's really the same conversation, just horizontally. So if no, like I said, we can only go.
If you got fired for that, man.
Hold on, I take people at, like I said, I take people at their word. So
man, if you got fired for that, would you feel happy?
Well, and something else.
But
it's not different. If your requirements were this, and you tried to do that, and you tried to do it multiple times, and someone behind you that your supervisor likes, and they're listening to him, and then all of a sudden they try to blow it up in your face that you're not doing anything, you're closed-minded. When I just literally tried to, I can lay, I'm talking about if I'm Travis, I can lay down papers and shit. I can pull up conversations I've had with other teams to do deals, and you just said, "Well, no, for that, that's not enough for John. For this, that's not enough. Well, we can't do this because I don't feel like this is conducive." What? First of all, if I'm trapped, what do you know, Tony Wrestler? You hired me. Yeah. Okay, let me do my job. You own the team. You manage whatever you got to manage from the business side. Let me do my job. What I'm trying to say is essentially.
No, I hear you, but I'm saying if you're the general manager and me and John are your subordinates, and me and John like, man, John, I think a trade for Bogey to the Spurs for Derek White would be a good trade. Let me go to analysts and ask analysts.
That's a Landry trade. Go ahead. But go ahead.
I'm saying exactly. So I'm saying, and now I come to you, analysts, and you dismissive, right? And then I come up with something else, and then you're dismissive. And then I come up with something else, and you're dismissive. At some point, I'm gonna say, well, damn, analyst, can you do one of the things I want you to do, even if it's something small, just to show me a kind gesture?
You know what I'm gonna you add what I'm gonna tell whoever it is. I'm gonna tell y'all. Well, I just talked to our boss, Tony Wrestler. Just tried to. I'm gonna just go out a trade. I just tried to trade, Kevin Herter for Josh Hart. The 8th overall pick, or I tried to trade John Collins for the 7th overall pick, and I got shot, or Harrison Barnes in the 4th overall. I got shot down and said that wasn't enough. So I mean, listen, y'all can do whatever you listen. It's at the end of the day, what occurred should not have occurred. And
that's what Matt and John will get you fired.
I kind of agree with Rashad on this point.
We're a bad organization.
We're a bad organization. We don't understand what we're doing.
I won't say that.
Bro, we are a bad organization.
A bad organization is different from an impatient one.
Well,
it's not. No, you can be a bad organization because you're impatient. You can we are a bad organization. 2 years ago was as good as it gets in the Trae Young era. It is Michael Vick.
I won't say
2005 all over again.
I will allow the
Trae
boys,
Young will be gone in 2-3 years, and
I will allow
we'll
the boys
be
to do their
rebuilding
work this summer because
we're a bad organization, bro.
Man, you know what happened?
37 years I lived in Atlanta.
You know what really happened in the Hawks front office?
Yo, I did that in the chat the other day.
That's all that was going on. Cause see, the thing is, man, okay. I can understand having a difference of opinion. And just like analysts broke it down. He didn't like what I said, so he said what he said, and I guess he was more comfortable with that. But he right. But what happened? They got so impatient, or got to the point where, okay, we've been trying to say this, and the thing is, I can't blame Travis Schlenk for not listening to them beyond a certain point because they were totally inexperienced in comparison to him. And what he
wasn't even listening to him.
Operations, they were totally inexperienced. Okay, so only thing you guys can give me are suggestions. You can't give me advice. You can give me suggestions.
Well, it's not. John, it's more of, and I personally, business-wise, I agree with what he said, what Wrestler said. You can't now, whether it's true or not,
Okay.
Analysts say no. Analysts say no. But if he says, from a business standpoint, if he says you can't not be collaborative and be 500, that world doesn't exist for me.
Well, okay, but the thing is, taking that at face value, fine. But who are the people that are trying to say that you're not being collaborative. Because see, with Travis Slink's experience, he has way more experience in basketball operations than anybody on the Hawks staff, period.
Well, I agree with Matt on that point because his experience got you 500. So
let me tell you something. I keep saying it. Tony Wrestler lied. Let me bring the mic closer.
Well, if he lied, then yeah.
He lied.
Well, I mean, I don't. The reason why I say I don't know that he's lying. One is because trust me on this analyst. Unless this organization is not very, it don't seem like they have a very good PR staff.
They're liars.
If high ranking,
well, they got a leak, Matt. They have a bad leak because see, this stuff slipped out. Now,
no. Tony came out and said this. Tony said it was on mouth.
Oh, okay, but no. I'm talking about the whole chain of circumstances.
Oh, yeah.
So, thing is, PR couldn't have done anything to help this situation because, okay, you got people talking to the Athletics.
But you know who to leak stuff to and who not to.
Matt.
Well, my thing is, somebody did.
Matt, what I'm not understanding maybe you're not getting it. What I'm not understanding is,
Bishop got mad.
How in the world? I think it's about this.
How is it excuses? I don't understand. I'm not defending one way or the other.
Matt,
I'm just balancing the conversation.
You're defending Landry Fields and Tony Wrestler's side very
much. I'm not defending them. I'm bringing balance.
Matt, you're not bringing balance, bro. You bringing something else. You bringing something bad, bro. This is not.
I'm trying to. Does everyone else get it? What I'm trying to say, Matt, is how can Tony Wrestler with a straight face go on the radio?
Analyst, I understand that he blocked some of Travis' moves.
So that's the whole argument.
He didn't. But analyst, he didn't block. But analyst, he didn't block all of his moves.
Oh Lord.
Well, so
what move do we see?
Bro, we a bad organization, man.
What Travis move do we see, Matt? Go ahead. What Travis move do we see? What Travis move do we see?
What do you mean? What move did we see?
When was the last time Travis made an actual trade on his own?
Probably when he brought in Gallo and Bogey.
Okay, that was almost 3 years ago. It probably was 3 years ago. What I'm trying to say, Matt, is it kills the argument to say that a guy is not conducive and wanting to change if he's trying to make trades.
And he brought in Lou Will. I want to let y'all know that he did bring in Lou Will, guys.
Right.
And man,
anyway, I think Demond is sitting there sleeping in backstage. I don't know.
No, but I'm saying
I'm in the show.
We can Google this. This is a proven fact that
the team was better with Lou Will. It is
that Landry tried to trade
to the other side.
Guys, we're gonna head out.
Oh,
go ahead.